Honorable Senators Angara,
Sige.
Aquino, Binay, De Lima, Drilon, Ejercito Escudero, Gatchalian, Gordon, Honasan, Ontiveros, Lacson, Ligarda, Pacquiao, Pangilinan, Po, Recto, Soto, Trillanes, Villanueva, Villar, Suberi, Senate President Pimentel.
Walang dumating iba. With 12 senators present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum.
Mr. President, I move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the 59th session, Tuesday, February 20, 2018, and consider the same as approved.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, we'd like to welcome the visitors of our colleagues, particularly the visitors of the Senate President, my worshipful brother, Governor Pax Magundadatu, Vice Governor Raden Sakaluran, Congressman Teng Magundadatu, and all the mayors, vice mayors, and councilors of Sultan Kudarat Province. I'd like to welcome also the Vice Mayor Leopoldo Cadulang and councilors, the municipality of Don Marcelino, Davao Occidental Province, visitors of Senator Mick Subiri, the guests of Senator Pangilinan, Sangguniang Bayan members of Asingan, Pangasinan, councilors Dorao, Tabin, Cordines, and the HRMO Aing. We also have the senior high school students from St. Andrew's School, La Huerta, Parañaque City, headed by Mr. Fabalinya. Also the acknowledged Chairperson Loretta Rosales, former Akbayan, Attorney Padilla, Mr. La Chica, Mr. Clamor, Attorney Taule, Ms. Boado, Ms. Conde, Mr. Christian Gultia. Then we also have Sakiran Hajan, Jamal Amin, and Andriel Asalul. They're all here in the Senate, Mr. President.
Welcome to all of our guests.
May I have a 1-minute suspension to be able to greet the birthday celebrant, Senator Risa Ontiveros, on Saturday?
Session is suspended to enable us to greet our colleague, Senator Risa Ontiveros, a very happy birthday.
Hindi, kanina sa CA, pinasta. Session.
Hindi pa nga. Oh. Yes, sir.
Committee,
Ready to resume, Mr. President.
Session is resumed.
Mr. President, also would like to acknowledge Mayor Bisavis and councilors of Peñaranda, Nueva Ecija, Mr. President.
Welcome to our additional guests.
Before the reference of business, Mr. President, may we have a manifestation, maybe allow a manifestation from Senator Zubiri regarding the CA?
Oh, Senator Subiri is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I'd just like to put on record that I feel it was highly irregular that this afternoon's or this morning's session of the Commission on Appointments, right after the committee hearing, the usual practice is we have our lunch meeting and caucus, and afterwards, we deliberate in plenary at around 1:30 p.m. Today, I feel was highly irregular because what had transpired is after the meeting in the committee hearing room, diretso po sila dito without informing the members that immediately there will be plenary. Some of us are not members of the committee. Some of us are. Some of us have busy mornings because we also have committee hearings. At the very least, we should have been told that right after the committee hearing, we will tackle this issue in plenary. I clearly recall I was the first to sponsor a department head, that was Secretary Ben Jokno. After the hearing in the committee level, the members all said, okay, let's go now to plenary and approve him. I recall Senator Drilon had pulled me aside and says, this is not right, because Senator Kiko was informed, Pangilinan, that it will be in the afternoon or after lunch. I acceded. I actually apologized for my hastiness in wanting to have my, to sponsor my, the secretary on my committee for the approval of his position. So, Mr. President, then today, nabulaga tayo, biglang diniretso nila, parang railroading. Ano ba? Na-railroad ba yan? Because I wanted to also deliver some sponsorship speeches with some of the ambassadors that were being sponsored this morning. I think that is not right, Mr. President. Hindi tama yun. 24 members lang naman ang Commission on the Appointments. What is it to blast text us and say that we are going to proceed to plenary? It's highly irregular. This is the first time that this happened. I've been present in all CA hearings. And in each CA hearing, we have the plenary session after lunch at 1:30. Tapos ginawa talagang maaga. Hindi naman tama yun. I take pride in my attendance in all these hearings. Lalo na yung plenary. So what is the explanation? What explanation will I get from the CA? Will they provide me an explanation? I will raise this point of order during the CA hearing next Wednesday. Is the hearing regular or irregular? Will it be considered regular?
Very good question, Mr. President. I believe that the point raised by Senator Subiri should be brought to the Committee on Rules of the Commission on Appointments, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Pasensya na lang sa aking mga colleagues. Minsan na ako nagagalit. Yun lang nga, kanina, tinetext ko pa yung Majority Floor Leader, si Congressman Albano, na I'm on the way. Na-adjourn din niya. Malapit na sana ako. No respect whatsoever for a fellow member.
May we know what time that was?
Di ba? Bastusan na yun.
May we know what time that was, Mr. President?
Around 1 o'clock. I was on my way. I was in Macapagal Avenue. You adjourned at 1:05. Oh no, 1:10, if I am not mistaken. So you know what was it to just suspend, because I was requesting that it be suspended so that I make that manifestation. Is it proper that we start out of the regular time of 1:30 without the concurrence of the body? Or at least letting them know, at the very least, Mr. President. That's all. That's all I'd like to put on record. Thank you, Mr. President.
So thank you, Mr. President. And while Senator Subiri is on the floor, might as well inform the body that we are in receipt of the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the disagreeing provisions of Senate number 1311 and House Bill 6579
Yes,
Senator Subiri is
Thank you.
recognized.
Thank you to the majority for leader. Maraming salamat po. Sandali. Mag-change mood po ako. Good mood naman po tayo ngayon. I have some good news for everyone today. I consider this good news because this is a landmark measure, taking off from a landmark measure offered by then Senator, or still current Senator Ping Lacson, and then Congressman Joel Villanueva, for the record. Mr. President, on behalf of the Senate panel to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill number 1311 and House Bill number 6579, the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018. I have the honor to report to the body the BICAM report on the reconciled bill. Instead of reading the joint explanatory statement of this bicameral report, it consists of 21 pages, Mr. President. May I be allowed to present the highlights of the measure and for the joint explanation to be inserted and considered read into the record. Mr. President, after several bicameral meetings, your Bicameral Conference Committee has come up with a reconciled version that we believe will respond to the clamor of the public, especially to the business sector, to improve ease of doing business and reduce red tape in the country. As a matter of fact, Mr. President, yesterday I had the opportunity to attend the Filipino-Indian Chamber of Commerce induction of new set of officers in Malacanang, where the President highlighted in his speech of 45 minutes his anger towards red tape and graft in national government offices and local government units. So after thorough discussion, Mr. President, the conferees of both houses agreed to use the Senate version as the working draft to amend and expand Republic Act 9485 or the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007. The bill will cover all local government units and national government agencies and other government instrumentalities that will provide service covering business and non-business related transactions. The prescribed processing time for transactions in government will be further reduced, Mr. President. We'd like the public to know that simple transactions from 5 days have been dropped to 3 working days. Complex transactions from 10 working days have been dropped further to 7 working days waiting time. And for highly technical applications of 30 days are now 20 working days, Mr. President. The reconciled bill provides an automatic approval of permits and licenses in cases where the LGU or the national government agency fails to approve or disapprove the application within the prescribed processing time. A new section has been added to streamline procedures in the issuance of local business permits to include the following provisions: the use of single or unified business application for local tax and clearances, building clearances, fire safety inspection certificates, which will also be available online. The creation of a one-stop shop or business facilitation service, on-site or online in all cities and municipalities, the automation of business permitting and licensing systems of the LGUs with the help, of course, of the DICT, renewal of business permit and first month of the year within the first month of the year or anniversary date of the issuance of the permit, payment of barangay clearance to be collected by the city or municipality and remitted to the respective barangays. We have a section, Mr. President, that almost all businessmen and women were applauding to. The new section on the streamlining of the procedures for securing Fire Safety Inspection Certificates, or FSIC, or the Fire Safety Evaluation Clearance and Certification of Fire Incidences, is also included. We added to limit processing time of the FSIC and the FSEC to 7 working days and 20 working days for the certification of fire incident for fire insurance purposes. Prohibiting also a special mention of the prohibition of the Bureau of Fire personnel from selling or recommending any brand of fire extinguishers or fire equipment and alarms, among others, which is a practice silently being done, Mr. President, unfortunately, by unscrupulous fire stations. The DICT is also mandated to create the Central Business Portal and also the Philippine Business Data Bank, which will contain all data and information of registered business entities. And also, within 3 years of the effectivity of this act, the DICT is mandated to ensure the automation of business-related transactions and to ensure that they are interconnected. And we were able to come up with a new section on interconnectivity, care of our minority floor leader. This is a brand new section on interconnectivity, which shortens even, we even made it even shorter than the prescribed times for national government agencies in the setting up of the cell site towers. So that way, we will be at least after 2 to 3 years interconnected in all municipalities so that they can truly apply this law to the fullest extent. The Civil Service Commission shall be strengthened by institutionalizing the anti-red tape unit and its central regional offices. And we also adopted the House version creating an authority to implement, plan, and oversee national policy on red tape. We also reorganized the National Competitiveness Council and renamed it the Ease of Doing Business and Anti-Red Tape Advisory Council, which is composed of the DTI as secretary, secretary of the DTI as chairperson, and members are the DICT, the Interior and Local Government Secretary, the Department of Finance, as well as 2 representatives from the private sector and the Anti-Red Tape Authority as members. All offices and agencies providing services shall be subject to a report card survey initiated by the authority in coordination with the CSC and our Civil Service Commission and the Philippine Statistics Authority. We also added stiffer penalties, Mr. President, and we have a 2-strike policy. I think everybody would like to note that instead of 3 strike, a 3rd offense, we cut off the 3rd offense. It's just 1st offense and 2nd offense. 1st offense, administrative liability with 6 months suspension without pay. And the 2nd offense is administrative liability and criminal liability of dismissal and perpetual disqualification from public service, forfeiture of retirement benefits, and 1 year to 6 years imprisonment with a fine of 500,000 pesos to 2 million pesos, Mr. President. So we have done, we have come up with an out-of-the-box solution to address red tape on all government agencies, both local and national, and I hope that this will be able to be the answer to the problems of corruption in our bureaucracy. With that, Mr. President, I move for the adoption of the bicameral conference report on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill number 1311 and House Bill number 6579. Thank you, Mr. President. Mabuhay po.
Senator Drilon is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just one question. I will not oppose the approval of the BICAM report. Just for clarification, maybe I did not hear it, but I do recall that as part of the agreement with Senator Win Gatsalian on the issue of the 26 permits and licenses required before a tower can be operated, we raised this issue and had an effort to remove some of the licenses required, which we feel either redundant or useless, like an occupancy permit, like a sanitary permit. In any case, we discussed this with a good sponsor, and he was not prepared to make a radical departure from the present laws insofar as these permits are concerned, and we agreed as a compromise to pass the measure that the period within which, for example, a barangay can withhold the issuance of a permit should be limited, because we all know that for one reason or another, theoretically, a barangay kagawad can influence the barangay captain or barangay chairman not to issue the permit, and can you imagine the harm it does to the general public when such a permit is not issued? So we are asking the good sponsor if indeed there is, our agreement is carried
Yes,
in the BICAM report. Maybe I did not get it.
Yes, Mr. President, we added the sections 15, which is the interconnectivity infrastructure development. And to make a long story short, the installation and operation of telecommunication, broadcast towers, facilities, equipment, and service shall be for the request, the period of time that the processing of these permits and certificates and licenses will be, for letter A total of 7 working days for those issued by the barangay. So 7 working days po maximum, kasama na yung sanggunian barangay approval. And a total of 7 working days for those issued by the LGU, local government unit, and 7 working days for those issued by the national government agency. If the granting authority fails to approve or disapprove an application for a license, clearance, permit, or authorization within the prescribed processing time, the said application will be deemed approved. Sir.
Just for the record, when does the 7 working day period start to count?
Upon the application and submission of all the required complete documents, sir.
Upon the submission of the document, and
Yes,
that's when the 7 days start.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you
We
to the
consider
good
that
sponsor.
a Senator Drilon, Frank Drilon amendment. Yes, that's his amendment and insertion. We have to credit him for that. If we have faster internet service in the future, we have to credit our minority floor leader. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you to my dear colleagues. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we adopt and ratify the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill 1311 and House Bill 6579, and that the texts of the explanations be inserted into the records of the chamber.
Any objection? Hearing none, we hereby approve and adopt the said Conference Committee report.
Senator Recto wishes to explain his vote through he will just submit into the records, Mr. President.
Let that be noted.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was on the phone with Congressman Rodito Albano. Cong Rodito. And of course, he expresses his concern, and hopefully, just for the record of the Senate, the notice of the meeting of the caucus and plenary session, may I read it? Upon the direction of the chairperson, the Honorable Aquilino Pimentel, please be informed of the Commission's caucus at 12 noon and plenary session thereafter on February 21, Wednesday, at the Senator Ambrosio, etc., Mr. President. So just for the record, so that it can probably explain why they, he wants to explain why they already called the session, because that was the notice, Mr. President. So anyway, just for the record, we can take it up in the, we can take it up in the rules.
Yes, the topic raised by Senator Subiri is more properly discussed in the CA.
yes.
The CA. Thank you.
Yeah, we just thought that that we mentioned so that the Senate President is not put into a different light, Mr. President. All right, now, Mr. President, to speak on a matter of public interest, may we recognize Senator Antonio Trillanes IV.
Senator Trillanes is recognized.
Mr. President, I stand on a matter of privilege to talk about 3 very important issues. Una, ilang araw na lang mula ngayon ay mag-iisang taon na sa kulungan ang ating kasamahan na si Senator Laila de Lima. Just to refresh our memories, Senator de Lima was detained last February 24, 2017 in Camp Crame on trumped-up charges of illegal drug trading. Prior to this, she became a target of a very vicious vilification campaign by no less than Duterte himself. Without presenting even an iota of evidence, he claimed that Senator de Lima is the queen of the drug lords in the Philippines. Back then, because of his popularity, a lot of people believed him. Soon after, Duterte's minions went to work. They manufactured evidence and coerced witnesses to destroy Senator De Lima's credibility and fabricated charges against her. Now, deep in our hearts, alam natin na hindi ito totoo. Ang mga paratang laban kay Senator De Lima ay ginawa lang dahil sa political vendetta o pagiging bengatibo ni Duterte dahil inimbestigahan siya ni then Commission on Human Rights Chairman De Lima. Ginawa rin ito bilang babala at pananakot sa mga miyembro ng oposisyon at sa mga politiko in general. Na ganito ang sasapitin nila kung titindig sila laban kay Duterte. Alam ko po ito, naramdaman ko po ito. Ilang kaso na rin ang isinampa laban sa akin. Niyuyurakan din ni Duterte at ng kanyang mga alipores ang aking pagkatao. Di lang yan, ilang beses na rin binantaan ang buhay ko. Siguro mapalad lang ako sa ngayon dahil baka hindi ko pa panahon. Mga kasama, si Senator De Lima ay biktima lamang ng political persecution. Hindi po siya drag queen. Wala po siyang ginawang karumal-dumal na krimen na kailangan siyang ikulong ng walang piyansa. Isa siyang simbolo ng injustice at pagyurak ng human rights, rule of law at demokrasya sa ating bansa. Ngayong 1 taon ng kanyang pagkakakulong, isipin natin ang ating kasamahan na si Senador Laila De Lima. At tulungan natin siya, ipaglaban natin siya. Ikalawang issue na nais kong italakay ay tungkol sa insidente kahapon na pinagbawalan na si Ms. Pia Ranada ng Rappler at ang iba pa nilang reporters para mag-cover sa Malacanang sa utos mismo ni Duterte. Kinukundin ako ang utos na ito. Gaya ng ginawa kay Senator De Lima, ako ay naniniwala na ginawa ito para lamang balikan ang Rappler para sa ilang artikulo nito na sa pananaw ng Malacanang ay hindi paborable sa kanila. Mali ito. Paglabag ito sa ating konstitusyon, particularly the Bill of Rights which guaranteed press freedom. Nagsimula ang lahat ng ito sa isang sulat ni Office of the Solicitor General Calida para sa SEC na imbestigahan ang Rappler noong December 2016. Dito makikita kung paano pinuntirya ni Duterte ang Rappler. Pagkatapos, para masiguradong maimpluwensya ng SEC sa kanilang desisyon, nagtalumpati mismo si Duterte para siraan ang Rappler. At ito ang sinabi niya, mayor pa ako, I can look at your corporate earnings, your sister company, I can pierce the corporate identity, kayo rin pala. Ang hilig nyo, mga newspaper, when you are not supposed to, maging newspaper ka, you are supposed to be 100% Filipino. And yet, when you start to pierce together their identity, it is pala fully owned by Americans. Ganon ang nangyari. It is a matter of piercing so wala na masyado akong ABS o Rappler, kayo ba yan? Rappler tried to pierce the identity and you will end up American ownership. Kayo na lang ho magdikit-dikit nung statement niya, pero sa madaling salita, nagbigay na siya ng sentensya bago pa man lumabas ang SEC ng findings. At pagkatapos so gaya din ng tactical niya laban kay Senator De Lima na siniraan muna, makalipas ang 5 buwan, pinakansila nga ng SEC ang rehistro ng Rappler bilang isang korporasyon. Gayun din ang mga pananakot paggigipit at pagbabanta sa mga may-ari na Inquirer at ABS-CBN. Lahat ito ay ginagawa ni Duterte out of political vendetta and to send a chilling message to other reporters and media outfits that they should toe Malacanang's propaganda line or else. Sana po ay magkaisa ang Senado sa pagprotekta ng press freedom sa ating bansa, as this is one of the pillars of our fragile democracy. Tumindig tayo para sa kanila, ipaglaban natin sila. Ikahuling issue na tatalakayin ko ay isang bagay na mariing ipinaglaban din ni Senator De Lima. Ito ay ang extrajudicial killings. Noong December 26, 2017, naglabas ang Malacanang sa media ng isang dokumento. At ang pamagat nito ay the Duterte Administration Year-End Report 2017 Key Accomplishments. Ito ay nireport sa iba't ibang pahayagan, pero dahil sa Kapaskuhan siguro, hindi ito ganong napansin. But on page 22 of this document, under the accomplishments of DILG, specifically under the section of fighting illegal drugs, Malacanang listed 3,967 drug personalities who died in anti-drug operations from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017. These are the non-laban, or those who allegedly resisted arrest. But curiously, Malacanang also listed 16,335 homicide cases under investigation from July 1, 2016 to September 30, 2017. Since it was listed under the section Fighting Illegal Drugs, therefore, all of these deaths are drug-related and not for other causes. Maliwanag yan. It even cited PDEA, PNP, NBI, and BOC as sources. Those dumped on sidewalks with bodies or faces wrapped in packing tape na may mga cardboard would fall in this category. Ayan po yung mga bangkay. Kung nakita nyo doon sa unang picture, yung picture na yan, na umaapaw na yung mga bangkay sa morgue. So, to sum up these two figures, we will get 20,322 total number of deaths or EJKs under Duterte's war on drugs. Habang natatawa po ang mga kababayan natin sa mga malalaswang jokes ni Duterte, mahigit 20,000 na po ang pinatay na kababayan natin. Matinding gaba ang kapalit nito. Ngayon, bago ako maakusahan na fake news itong nilabas kong dokumento, ito po ay nireport na ng maraming media outfits gaya ng GMA. So, parehas ang figures, ABS-CBN, parehas din ang figures, ang Inquirer, parehas din ang figures. So, 20,000 mahigit sa kanila. Dito ka lang makakakita na pinagmamalaki as accomplishments ng isang presidente ang pagpatay sa mga Pilipinong pinamumunuan niya. Mga napagsuspetsahan na pusher, gaya ni Kian de los Santos, na hindi man lang nalitis sa husgado para mapaglaban ang kanilang innocence, or kung guilty man lang yung iba ay hindi na lang ikulong. Mga adik di umano na hindi man lang nabigyan ng pagkakataon ma-drug test man lang para malaman kung totoong adik sila. O doon naman sa tunay na adik, na marehab man lang at makapagbagong buhay. Pero kung anong galit ni Duterte sa illegal na droga, Ganun din katikom ang bibig niya nung nasangkot ang sarili niyang anak sa pag-import ng tone-toneladang illegal na droga. Buti na lang sa kanilang pagmamalaki, they basically admitted that there are no so-called vigilante killings, that these deaths are actually state-sponsored executions. Kasi bakit naman isasama ang mga pagpatay ng mga vigilantes sa year-end accomplishment report ni Duterte? Sa madaling salita, sila ang gumawa ng lahat ng mga pagpatay, kaya nga accomplishments ang tawag nila. I believe the ICC would be very interested to know this new piece of information. Sabi ng iba, okay lang yan na patayin ang mga adik. Pero paano ang mga walang kamalay-malay na napatay kagaya ni Kian de los Santos at ang mga mahigit na 30 na batang napaslang gaya ni Sanino Butukan, 7 years old. Namatay si Sanino nang tamaan siya ng ligaw na bala habang nagsasagawa umano ang mga pulis ng anti-drug operations sa Consolacion, Cebu noong December 3, 2016. Si Danica May Garcia, 5 years old. Si Danica ay apo ng isang drug surrenderer. 3 araw matapos sumuko ng kanyang lolo sa mga pulis, pinagbabaril ng isang di pa makilalang lalaki ang kanilang bahay sa Dagupan. Namatay si Danica dahil sa tama ng bala sa ulo noong August 2016. Si Althea Fem Barbon, 4 years old. Namatay si Althea kasama ng kanyang ama nang pagbabarilin sila ng mga pulis sa Gihulngan, Negros Oriental, matapos umano'y magpaputok ng baril ang kanyang ama na isang pinaghihinalaang drug dealer. Si Francisco Manyosca, 5 years old. Namatay si Francisco nang pagbabarilin ang kanilang bahay ng mga hindi pa nakikilalang suspects sa Pasay noong December 11, 2016. Namatay din ang kanyang ama na pinaghihinalaang pusher. Ang mga batang naulila, ayon sa DSWD, tinataya na nasa 18,000 na kabataan ang nawalan ng mga magulang dahil sa Oplan Tokhang. Ang 10 anak ni Joaquin Garbo, ilang oras matapos kunin mula sa bahay nila at dalhin sa Special Anti-Illegal Drugs Unit na Botas, nakitang patay si Joaquin Garbo na ulila niya ang kanyang asawa at 10 anak. Nagkaroon ng masamang epekto ito sa anak na si John Ryan na walang bukang bibig kung hindi igaganti ko si Papa. Pinatay nila, kinuha nila, natutulog lang. Minsan ay nakita pa siyang ng tiyahin na naglalaro ng laruang baril. Ayon kay John Ryan, laruan lang naman ito. Hindi sa akin ito. Plastic lang, hindi katulad ng ginamit nila na para patayin si Papa. Bilang mga senador ng bayan, alam natin ang tama at mali. Umaasa sa atin ang ating mga kababayan na itataguyod natin ang wasto at nararapat. Alalahanin natin sila. Proteksyonan natin sila. Salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we recognize Senator Manny Pacquiao.
Senator Pacquiao, what's the pleasure of Senator Pacquiao?
I rise, Mr. President, for a clarification if my colleagues are willing to yield some questions. Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes, for interpellation, Senator Pacquiao is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President.
With
yes,
the
Mr.
permission of
President.
Senator Trillanes.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, go ahead, gentlemen.
Mr. President, I just want to clarify this because this is not easy issue that we are talking about here in the Senate. I want to know, gusto kong malaman kung paano mo nalaman na may banta sa buhay mo. Kasi hindi biro yung siyempre yung sinasabi mong banta, may banta sa buhay mo. Paano mo nalaman na may banta sa buhay mo na may papatay sa'yo?
Sa iba't ibang sources ko po ito nalaman sa iba't ibang okasyon. Isa na rito ay sinabi mismo ni SPO 3 Arthur Las Cañas na nung pagkapanalo ni Mr. Duterte ay pinatawag sila nito ni Sunny Benaventura at yun nga ang bilin na ako daw ay itumba.
Also, si Las Cañas po ang nagsabi sa inyo na may banta sa buhay nyo. Is that correct?
Isa lang po siya at meron ding isang pulis na senior official na nagparating po sa akin ng impormasyon na ganun.
Thank you. Paano nyo po, my next question is, paano nyo po nasabi na it's all propaganda yung mga nilalabas ng Pangulo o ng Malacanang about this issue of Rappler and Inquirer?
Well, dito sa Rappler, dahil maliwanag dito na pre-judge niya. Can you flash that slide? Anyway, dun sa slide kanina, okay na. Dun sa slide kanina, sinabi niya 100% American-owned ang Rappler. Kahit sa anong investigasyon, kahit sa anong dokumento, walang ganon. Walang nailabas na ganon. Wala siyang pinakita na kahit na ano. Ganon din kay Senator De Lima, nung sinabi niya na siya ay isang queen ng mga drug lords, walang report man lang galing sa PIDEA dahil wala eh. So, hindi na back upan ng ebidensya ang kanyang mga aligasyon.
Talking about Rappler, Mr. President, I just want to know if there's a foreigner partner with Rappler. May foreigner ba na kasama sila doon sa company?
Yan po ay isang matter na nililitis pa na hindi pa final and executory. Base sa ating nalalaman dito sa issue na ito ay napagdesisyonan noong 2015. At na-clarify yung tinatawag na Philippine Deposit Receipts. At suddenly, ito ay ni-revive. And then, sa ating pagkakaalam, ay without any provocation, sumulat si Solgen Calida sa SEC na imbestigahan ito. So, ayun na nga, bago pa maglabas ng desisyon, ay nagbigay na ng posisyon ang ito si Mr. Duterte. So, yan yung nangyari dyan.
So, inamin niyo po na, Mr. President, just to know na may partner ang Rappler ng foreigner. Walang,
kasi nagkaroon na ng SEC decision, I think that was 2015, na sinasabing constitutional yung Philippine Deposit Receipts. Ngayon, ito, nag-imbestiga yung SEC upon the provocation of the President through Solgen, and they reversed those findings, not necessarily na make a partner na what's this? Na make a partner na foreigner, which is supposed to be against the Constitution. But ang sinasabi doon na yung Philippine Deposit Receipts ng Rappler ay may kolatilya that may be construed as some semblance of control. So, wala akong pinag-uusapan na
The revocation of the license of or permit of the Rappler is not from the President. What I believe is, according to the review of the SEC, they violated the law.
Yun na nga po yung sinasabi ko kanina. Nag-ruling na yung SEC in favor of Rappler noong 2015, pero dahil nga nung nag-assume bilang presidente itong si Duterte, ay isa itong Rappler sa napag-initan. Kaya nung December 2016, itong si Solgen Calida ay sumulat sa SEC na pinapaimbestigahan yung issue na naresolbahan na previously ng SEC. And then nung July 2017, bago pa magdidesisyon ang SEC, nagbigay na siya ng sentensya niya. So basically, he used the influence, authority, and power of the office of the President na ito na yung desisyon ko. So, ito nakalagay nga American ownership. Fully owned by Americans. Hindi pa ba kahit na anong anggulo mo tignan, hindi talaga totoo yan. So, yun lang naman.
So kung Mr. President, kung hindi fully owned, I believe na hindi naman siguro magdidesisyon yung SEC ng suspension ng kanilang license kung walang basis ang SEC. Hindi naman siguro babaliktarin nila yung decision o kung decision man sila noong 2015 kung walang basis according the Constitution yung pagbaliktad nung SEC, yung license ng Rappler.
Well, nakakalungkot po, Mr. President, pero gano'n na nga po ang nangyari. At hindi na yan bago dito sa administrasyon ni Duterte dahil nga itong kasamahan natin, si Senator De Lima, kahit wala talagang ginawa na krimen, nakakulong ngayon. 1 taon na. Mabigat po ang ginawa dito sa kasamahan natin.
Mr. President,
sabi ko nga, Mr. President, ako po, nung nakulong ako, ng mahigit 7 taon, kahit pa paano may ginawa kami. Kaya, pinanindigan namin, ito wala talagang ginawa ko, Mr. President.
Mr. President, about this SEC, Mr. President, SEC decision due to clear violation to foreign equity restrictions and mass media. Yun po yun, hindi po dahil sa sinabi ng Pangulo. Ang desisyon ng SEC hindi dahil sa sinabi ng Pangulo, kundi sumusunod lamang sila sa batas. Sumusunod lang po, ginagawa lang po nila yung tama according to the law.
I respect the opinion of the gentleman from Sarangani, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. And moving on about this AG case, gusto ko lang pong malaman kung because you are giving conclusion for this matter about EJK without final investigation, without final conclusion of this investigation about EJK's incident in our country. You are talking about wala naman, yung iba hindi naman naniwala na may EJK dito sa ating bansa. So paano nyo masigurado na may EJK? Do you have any evidence na EJK nga at natapos na ba yung investigation?
Okay. Ang sinasabi ho natin, di ba, ang EJK, extrajudicial killing.
Yes, I understand that extrajudicial killing. We can give our conclusion, Mr. President, if there are already a decision.
Yun na nga ang problema, Mr. President, kasi hindi sila nalitis eh. Aside from the fact na wala ho tayong death penalty, meaning judicial killing, itong mga napatay po na ito, 20,000 mahigit, wala ho, hindi sila dumaan sa kahit na anong paglilitis. ang pinakang kasalanan lang nila or kamalasan nila ay naisulat yung kanilang pangalan doon sa mahiwagang drug list na yan, or di kaya in the case of Kian de los Santos, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. So, yun ang nakakalungkot dito eh. 20,000 ito eh. At how else do you explain this? Kung ikaw ang tatay ng bayan, dapat pinapangalagaan mo bawat Pilipino, bawat anak mo. Kahit makasalanan pa yan, kung makasalanan yan, edi i-rehabilitate mo siya through the prison system. Di ba? Kung nalulung man siya sa droga, bigyan natin ng pagkakataong bumalik sa lipunan by letting them undergo a rehabilitation program.
Tama po dyan, Mr. President. Even us, we don't want EJK. Hindi natin gusto yan. Ayaw natin, lahat tayo, ayaw natin ng EJK. But in your statement that accusing the President committing EJK, he's the one who instructed to, put this, you said, alleged EJK in our country. The problem is, in our Constitution, Section 1, Article 3, Section 1, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process, nor shall any person be denied of equal protection of the law. So, presumption of innocent until proven guilty, you cannot give conclusion of this matter, Mr. President, accusing especially the highest leader in our country, the President. We should think about it and before we give a statement and conclusion for this matter, Mr. President.
Well, Mr. President, hindi ba unfair yun? Hindi siya man lang pwedeng maparatangan. He would go through, or he is presumed innocent. Pero yung mga sinintensyahan niya, itong mga namatay na ito, yung mga sinabi niyang lumiit na yung mga utak niyan, kaya they deserve to die. Hindi na sila mga tao, kaya they deserve
Mr. President,
to die.
I just want to clarify the statement, yung sinintensyahan niya, gusto ko pong malinawin yun. May inutos ba siya? Marinig ba niya? Patay niyo yan?
Meron po, Mr. President. Meron kaming mga video na ipinadala sa International Criminal Court na talagang sinasabi niya na patayin nyo yan. In one instance nga, may mga OFWs na bumalik galing Middle East. Sinabi niya, kung wala kayong trabaho, bigyan ko kayong trabaho, pumatay ng mga adik. Kumbaga, ito ho, ngayon lang kasi papalit sila ng kanilang mga statements. But during the first year and a half of the Duterte administration, maliwanag ho yan. There is a policy of killing. And ito ho yung inallege namin sa kanila. Yung crimes against humanity. Alam nyo po sa International Criminal Court or sa Rome Statute, ang crimes against humanity, hindi necessary na magbibigay siya ng utos directly. Ang sinasabi ng ICC, kung sa may mga pagpatay na nagaganap sa iyong bayan, ano ang ginawa mo para pigilin ito? Yun ang problema ni Mr. Duterte kasi hinayaan niya ito at iningganyo pa niya. At base sa mga testigong nagsalaysay na nung kapanahunan niya sa Davao City, siya yung mastermind ng Davao Death Squad. So kumbaga, dati niya nang ginagawa ito, Mr. President.
Okay, Mr. President, that's your conclusion of the matter. Mahirap naman na bigyan kaagad natin ng judgment, no, ang isang tao na hindi pa tapos yung paglilitis, yung investigation. But anyway, I just want to ask Mr. President an important matter, Mr. President, because lahat ng pinapakita doon, pinapatay, how many
20,000,
victims?
Mr.
20,000.
Yes, Mr. President.
20,000. You showed the victims that you said this is a victim of EJKs in our country. I just want to know, do you have a records of police who are disciplined by the president, who are disciplined by the PNP? Yung mga natanggal sa serbisyo, yung mga nasuspended, naka-floating. Dapat what I want here, Mr. President, is fair. Na ipakita rin yung dinisiplina, tinanggal, how many policemen na tinanggal ng presidente because of violating the law. So meaning, if there's police, okay, natanggal ng Pangulo, ibig sabihin, hindi niya tinotolerate yung EJK, or you're talking about EJK, or yung pag-abuso, paglabag sa batas sa ating bansa. So it's very clear. It's very clear to understand, Mr. President, na ang Pangulo, hindi niya intention, hindi niya, kumbaga, one thing about, hindi niya gusto yung EJK na sinasabi, kung may EJK man dito sa ating bansa. Ang gusto niya, susunod tayo sa rules and regulation, and susunod tayo sa batas natin. So, gusto ko pong malaman kung mayroon ba tayong mga records about doon sa mga policemen na disiplina ng ating Pangulo.
Ito po. Ang meron po tayo ay isang quote from Mr. Duterte. When he was informed about the 32 deaths, I believe, in Bulacan, in relation to the anti-drug war, sabi niya, maganda yan. Kung araw-araw may namamatay na 32, matatanggal daw ang problema ng Pilipinas. Then, itong isang case, celebrated case, yung kay Superintendent Marcos, na ito ay maliwanag, inimbestigahan ng kasama natin, si Senator Lacson.
Mr. President, may I interject? Sorry for interjection. You can continue that, but I'm asking just, do you have a record for how many police was disciplined by the PNP or by the President? Gusto ko pong makuha kung may record po kayo, wala.
Mr. President, I was getting there. Ang sinasabi ko, itong kaso ni Superintendent Marcos, hinuli na ito. Kasi maliwanag na talaga na murder yun, ano? Regardless pa yan, nakakulong na yung tao, pinatay doon sa kulungan, lahat maliwanag na yon. Tapos, ano ang ginawa? Ni-reinstate. Hindi pinarusahan. Nilagay, binalik Mr. President sa pwesto. In fact, I think doon pa sa General Santos na-reassign. And ang sa akin dito, to answer that question, wala na pinarusahan. Sa ating pagkakaalam, walang naparusahan. Kung dito sa 20,000, sige na, let us be generous. Kung meron 10, baka 10 out of the so many thousands of deaths. Yun po.
Interjection from the chair with the permission of Senator Trillanes. If I may ask a question. Why are you lumping together the two figures of 3,009 and 16 plus for 20,000 plus and claim that all of them are extrajudicial killings? So when in your presentation itself you say 16,000 plus are homicides under investigation.
Okay. Ang nakalagay doon, deaths/EJKs. Okay. Why it was labeled as EJK? Because it was mentioned as an accomplishment. Kung homicide under investigation lang yan, technically it shouldn't be there. Pero this was a year-end report of Mr. Duterte. Pinagmamalaki nila ito, na ito ang score natin, 16,000.
That's the workload of the PNP, that they are investigating 16,000 plus homicides. And they wanted to announce the number, but my point is why do we keep on insisting that it's now 20,000 deaths which should be answered for by the Duterte administration.
Okay, Mr. President, if you would look closely, it is under the section fighting illegal drugs.
Can you flash again the relevant?
It's there. It's fighting illegal drugs. It is under that section. Now, this is a year-end accomplishment report. So, homicide cases under investigation. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Hindi mo kilala, hindi mo alam, di ba? Supposed to be. Bakit ni-report mo as an accomplishment? Di ba? Kasi itong pagpatay mismo ang accomplishment. Ngayon, kung under investigation yan, bakit nilagay mo yan sa fighting illegal drugs? Di ba? At nung sasabihin mong vigilante killing yan, di mo alam kung sino pumatay, bakit mo kiniklaim yung credit?
Well, it's not because it's the mere fact that you admit it's under investigation. Solving the solving of the crime is not being claimed, but maybe the approach is that this is the workload of the caseload of the PNP. We have this much cases we are now investigating. So, it's a matter of presentation. But I'm just worried that we keep on. The government admits that it is investigating 16,000 plus homicides, and then we are using the admission that the government is admitting investigating homicides as proof that these are EJKs of the government itself.
Well, precisely, Mr. President, that's the only safe title they know. But nilagay nila as an accomplishment under the fighting illegal drugs. And itong mga homicide cases under investigation, ito yung pinakita ko kanina mga pictures, Mr. President, na yung mga nakikita may cardboard, hindi alam kung sino pumatay, yan ang tawag nila homicide under investigation. But alam nila that that is drug-related, kaya sinasama na doon. Yan po ang sinasabi natin.
So shouldn't our better attitude be to pressure now the PNP to report out their findings? If indeed these are homicides under investigations, then after the passage of sufficient length of time, they should have now report whether they have leads, they have solved, or they are facing a blank wall.
Well, Mr. President, you tried, the Senate tried, the Supreme Court tried. They're claiming it's a matter of national security, that's why they cannot submit records. Even those they claim to have died from legitimate police operations. Alam niyo, Mr. President, ganito yan. Under a different administration, we will inventory yung mga barel na sinasabi nila na nakita nila sa mga nanlaban cases. And I tell you, hindi aabot yan ng 500. Dahil ang tinatawag dyan, i-recycle yung barel, Mr. President. Anyway, sa akin dito, people can choose to be naive or to be technical or to be sanguine about life. But ako po, I'm coming in here with eyes wide open. I'm calling him out dahil maliwanag sa akin ito, Mr. President.
So thank you for responding to my questions.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, can I ask 1 minute suspension to continue the interpretation, Mr. President, because yes. I just want to go to the bathroom.
With Senator Trillanes, a minute. Okay, session is suspended for a few minutes. Ako din kasi.
Ready to resume, Mr. President.
Session is resumed.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, proceed with the interpellation.
I ask the records, Mr. President, before I ask the 1-minute suspension. Because I just want to be fair, Mr. President, na pinakita natin yung bilang ng mga namatay na sinasabing victim of EJK, which is hindi naman siguro, I don't believe that, Mr. President. And para maging fair naman, that's why I asked records of the police disciplined by the President. Yung mga tinanggal, siguro nabalitaan mo siguro natin na maraming mga pulis ang tinanggal, maraming mga nasuspinde ng mga pulis na tinatanggal na alis sa serbisyo, Mr. President. So it shows, Mr. President, na ang ating Pangulo ay hindi siya nagpapakita ng pabor o basta lumabag ka sa batas. Meaning, ang pinapakita ng Pangulo natin dito is the law is supreme. Hindi yung kagustuhan ng tao o ano yung opinion mo. Basta ang batas is batas. At kaya nga, marami nang tinanggal, ma-general ka man, colonel ka man, o ano mang ranggo mo, wala siyang pakialam. Basta you violated the law, you are punishable by law. So, Mr. President,
Mr. President, well, let me just respond. Dito po, maliwanag, sinabi ni Duterte sa Davao City, August 5, 2016. My order is to shoot to kill you. I don't care about human rights. You better believe me. Yung slide before that, ito, another one, sa Delpan Sports Complex, sinabi niya, June 30, 2016, ito yung bago niyang assume. Ako po'y nakikiusap, huwag kayong pumasok dyan kasi papatayin ko talaga kayo. Maliwanag po ito. There is a policy of killing.
Mr. President, I think it's a misunderstanding, Mr. President, of the President's statement, Mr. President. Because ang ibig sabihin, gusto ko lang ipaliwanag sa lahat ng tao na nanonood ngayon, nakikinig ngayon, ang ibig sabihin ni Presidente na pagdating sa campaign on illegal drugs, once na magpakita ka na may action ka na gustong lumaban, do not put your life in danger. Sabi ni Presidente, unahan mo na sila kaysa ikaw pa ang mamatay na nag-implement ng batas. Yun ang ibig sabihin ni Presidente na papatayin talaga namin kayo. Hindi namin kayo alangan magpabaril yung mga pulis. Yun po ang intention ng ating Pangulo na bakit niya sinabi yon na papatayin ko kayo basta magpakita. Pero kung susuko ka naman, may records naman na ang daming nasuko, records ng pagsuko ng mga biktima natin, yung mga involved sa illegal drugs. So dahil hindi sila lumaban, hindi sila nagpapakita na lalaban. So ito yung sinasabi ng Pangulo, this clarification, because pagdating sa ibang bansa kasi iba ang image natin pagdating diyan, iba yung balita, iba ang nakakarating, iba ang interpretation ng ibang tao, pero yan ang ibig sabihin ng Pangulo. I hope Mr. President that you are enlightened of my explanation about this matter, because naging na-misinterpret lang sa mga ibang tao na yung sinabi ng Pangulo.
Okay, Mr. President, ito, ano ba ang interpretation nito? This is a direct quotation sa isang Thanksgiving party sa Davao City, June 30, 2016, presidente na siya nito. If you are still into drugs, I am going to kill you. Don't take this as a joke. I am not trying to make you laugh. Son of a bitch, I'll really kill you. Medyo klaro na siguro ito eh.
Interjection from the chair. If Senator Trillanes will answer my question. In the same accomplishment report where you got your numbers, is the number of surrenderies also reflected or reported?
Wala, Mr. President.
But we all know that there have been hundreds of thousands or even million surrenderies under Tokhang.
But that's the point, Mr. President. Yun dapat ang ni-report nila, hindi yung pagpatay.
No, I'm getting a copy of that report you're citing to personally take a look. But I'm just following up the point raised by Senator Pacquiao that it is also a fact that hundreds of thousands, if not more than 1 million, surrendered. So the option to surrender is there. And stay alive.
Exactly, Mr. President. That's what I'm talking about, Mr.
Yes, sir.
President.
Thank
It's
you.
balanced. It balanced because if you are suing just the victims who are killed in the illegal drugs operation, you become of course lahat ng tao sabihin you are biased because you are not suing the people who are surrendered na hindi naman sila lumaban.
Okay.
Ito yung may mga tao kasi kung papatayin lahat, di pinatay lahat, wala nang surrender pa. So yun po yung basis ko na we cannot give conclusion na of this matter, Mr. President, dahil mahirap yun eh, judgmental masyado tayo na ang Pangulo nga General, Colonel, sinuspindi, tinanggal sa serbisyo. Ibig sabihin, walang tinutolerate ang Pangulo. Sinusunod lang niya yung batas. Because ang Pangulo gusto niya na ang tao magkaroon ng paggalang, respeto sa ating gobyerno. Kasi ang problema dito, nawawala na yung respeto ng tao sa ating gobyerno. Yun ang gustong ibalik ng Pangulo na ang bawat isa, bawat tao, mamamayan dito sa ating bansa, magkaroon ng respeto sa ating gobyerno, sa ating konstitusyon. Maraming salamat, Mr. President.
So Mr. President, kailangan pala natin patayin para respetuhin tayo. Eh pagpatayin mo na, paano ka para respetuhin? Patay na.
I am not saying, Mr. President, that you have to kill them all.
Well, anyway, yung the other slide, please. The other slide. Okay. Dito, sinabi niya maliwanag ito. It's a criminal activity which is being perpetrated now. Sabi ni Duterte sa Bohol, April 19, 2017. So nandito ako just to warn everybody about the practice. My order is to the police and even civilians who are interested to fight and kill. Ang order ko is dead or alive. Mas gusto ko yung dead kasi yung alive magpakain pa ako. Ma'am, magastos masyado. Palagay ko, Mr. President, ano na ito I admire, of course, the loyalty of the gentleman from Sarangani. But sa akin, nakakaintindi naman ako ng basa, nakakaintindi naman ako ng konting English, and alam ko yung ibig sabihin ni Mr. Duterte dito. And I believe the International Criminal Court will also interpret it the way it should be interpreted. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. That's all, Mr. President. I just want clarification. That's why I asked questions to my colleagues, to my colleague from Bicol, and I would like to thank for his answer and gentle gentle exchanges, Mr. President, of in behavior, both of us, Mr. President. Thank you.
Gentlemanly behavior. But what kind of behavior did you expect?
Maraming salamat din, Mr. President, sa ating magiting na senador from Sarangani, and magkumpare po kami. Kaya kami gentle.
Hindi kami ginagampanan lang namin trabaho, Mr. President, pero hindi kami magkaaway, President.
Thank you to Senator Trillanes for answering some of the questions of the chair. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
I move to refer the privileged speech of Senator Trillanes and the subsequent interpellations to the Committee on Justice.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, let it be so referred.
Mr. President, with the permission of the body, I move to resume consideration of Senate Bill number 1528 under Committee Report number 137.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. President, this is the act establishing the Department of Culture. The parliamentary status of the measure is that we are still in the period of interpellations. Before we move to recognize the sponsor of the measure, Senator Lon Legarda, and to interpellate Senator Franklin Dillon, the minority floor leader, may move for a few minutes extension to wait for the gentle lady and the gentleman.
Session is suspended.
Ready to resume, Mr. President.
Session is resumed.
Mr. President, considering that the other senators, including the minority leader, who signified to interpolate at a later date, I move to suspend consideration of Senate Bill number 1528 under Committee Report number 137.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. President, I move that we proceed with the reference of business.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Bill on first reading, 1699, entitled An Act to Promote and Protect the Rights of Human Rights Defenders, Senator Laila M. De Lima.
Referred to the Committees on Justice and Human Rights and Finance.
Resolutions, 640, resolution directing the Senate Committee on Environment and Natural Resources to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the rampant non-compliance with the environmental laws, rules, and regulations by numerous Boracay establishments and residents, as well as the local government units, thereby contributing to the deteriorating ecological condition of the island and compromising Boracay's position as one of the prime tourist attractions in the Philippines. Senator Cynthia A. Villar.
To the Committees on Environment and Natural Resources and Local Government.
641, a resolution congratulating and commending Dr. Ricardo F. Orji for winning the 2017 Manila Water Foundation Prize for Engineering Excellence conducted by Manila Water Foundation, the Department of Science and Technology, and the Philippine Technological Council, Senator Paulo Benigno Bam Aquino IV.
To the Committee on Rules.
642, a resolution directing the Senate Committee on Economic Affairs to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation through an economic briefing to discuss the macroeconomic fundamentals of the country in the preceding and current years and the prospects and challenges to its short-term and medium-term growth with a focus on containing inflation. Senator Wayne Gatchalian.
To the Committee on Economic Affairs.
Communications. Letter from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas submitting to the Senate the report to Congress on public sector foreign loans approved by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in the fourth quarter of 2017 and the entire year pursuant to Section 20, Article 7 of the 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines.
To the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies.
Letters from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas transmitting to the Senate copies of the following certified and authenticated BSP issuances in compliance with Section 15A of Republic Act Number 7653, Memorandum Numbers M-2018-004, 003, 005, and 006, dated 29 January and 7 February 2018, circular letter numbers CL-2018-009 and 010, dated 6 and 8 February 2018, circular numbers 995 and 996, dated 5 and 8 February 2018.
To the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies.
Letters from the Office of the President of the Philippines, transmitting to the Senate two original copies of the following Republic Acts, which were signed by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Republic Act Number 10969, entitled An Act Providing Free Irrigation Service, amending for the purpose Republic Act Number 3601 as amended, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Republic Act Number 1090770, entitled An Act Declaring the 25th day of August of every year as the National Textbook Day, and Republic Act Number 10971, entitled An Act Creating a Barangay to be known as Barangay Poblacion 3 in the Municipality of Villanueva, Province of Misamis Oriental.
To the Archives.
Additional reference of business bills on first reading. 1700, an act granting hazard pay to all public prosecutors, associate prosecution attorneys, and prosecution attorneys during their incumbency and appropriating funds therefore. Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III.
To the Committees on Justice and Human Rights, Ways and Means, and Finance.
1701, an act amending Republic Act Number 10708, or the Tax Incentives Management and Transparency Act, to expand its coverage in view of further enhancing state fiscal management and accountability, and for other purposes. Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
1702, an act declaring December 2 of every year a special non-working holiday in the city of Pasay, to be known as the Foundation Day of Pasay City. Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III.
To the Committee on Local Government. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, there being no other matters in today's agenda, I move that we adjourn the session until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Monday, February 26, 2018.
Is there any objection? There being none, session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Monday, February 26, 2018.